Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Olga, the Asia Pacific trainer here at Yes Supply, and I'm joined today by one of our amazing graduates, Ashley. And Ashley and I are just going to have a little chat about her journey with the Yes Supply method. And now she's an she's a beautiful coach, certified in the method, and she's going to share a little bit about her journey. So, Ashley, welcome. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do you want to just introduce yourself just a little bit, whatever's on your heart?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Ashley. As Olga said, I started Yes Supply over the summer and I graduated here in October, actually on my birthday. So stars aligned.
Not a bad
I,
birthday present.
it was. I actually looked into Yes Supply and I saw that graduation was on my birthday. So I felt even more
That was a
compelled to do
sign.
it.
Yeah, beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about where you were at the point before you joined the Yes Supply method. What were you feeling? What were you experiencing? What made you want to join us?
So it was around November, and I had been laid off from a large tech IT consulting firm in Chicago. So, feeling a little bit lost with what I wanted to do. I was doing well, great people around me, great support, but internally I was struggling. I felt like there was more and I was being called to doing something more. I just wasn't sure what that was.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked into Yes Supply, found it from a previous friend who's absolutely phenomenal, somebody that I look up to, did a little bit more research and felt like this was for me.
I love that. I love that. So had you started your coaching business then? What point were you up to, like in terms of your career?
No. I was not sure what I was going to do. I was dabbling in a couple ideas. I
Uh-huh.
absolutely love fitness. I loved working out. I love therapy. I also really enjoyed cooking. So there was a part of me that looked into actually joining a kitchen and being a line cook.
Yeah.
So I thought about that for a little bit. And then after talking to my therapist, I kind of narrowed it down to what was important to me. And that was connection, community, and creativity. And I had realized that from my previous job, working with people and helping them meet their goals is what really made me happy and drove me. So I decided, what better way than to kind of connect all of those things and
Wow.
become a life coach, which would, in my eyes, truly bring me happiness and let me connect to my inner self.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. What does make you so passionate about coaching?
My family. I have the greatest family. I grew up with the best parents. And they both, their lives were cut a little bit short. So there's a part of me that feels this, I can't even explain it. Like this drive inside of me that just wants to live life to the fullest for myself and for others. And then on top of it, I love children. My second cousins, they mean the world to me. And on multiple occasions, I've been told that they look up to me. And
Oh, that's sweet.
just, it is. And being able to overcome some of the things that I've been dealt and then kind of go above and beyond and show them that you can be and do anything that you want is really what's most important to me.
Yeah, and I guess that's probably the main goal of most coaches to show
Yeah.
people just what's possible for them. I love that so much. So, how did you decide? Like, you were looking at a few different options, you had quite a few passions. How did you decide to sign up and invest in yourself in this certification? What attracted you to
So
this method?
yeah, so an old friend did refer me to this program, and I did a little bit of research myself, and just seeing that there were a lot of techniques that could help actually release the emotions,
Mm.
because I have been in talk therapy for a while. So actually, like, being familiar with the techniques and understanding the meaning behind them, and really kind of putting them into my life and integrating them into day to day, and then being able to see how it helped me and how it could help other people. That's how
Yeah,
I ultimately, yeah, made the decision. So
I
just a
love
lot of
that.
research on my end. Yeah, just I told myself, let's do it. There's no
Yeah.
reason not to. And, I had the time and the space, and I just really wanted to go full force.
Sounds familiar. I was very well researched and familiar with the certification myself before I actually signed up. So, what was your favorite part of the Yes Apply method? What did you love the most?
Well, you.
Oh, I'll take that. That's beautiful.
Obviously. I knew immediately. I know, like, the second class, you were like, why are you smiling? And I was like, I'm happy to be here. So you, and I do want to say the techniques, just because it really helped me, but mainly the community. I loved the people in the course. I love the people just in the community, and being able to really connect with people on such a deep level. It it normalized things for me. It made me feel a part of something, and a part of something bigger than life. And it
Oh,
brought me joy,
okay.
which joy is something that um you create. And for me, like, being a part of this group and being around women who really wanted to create something bigger than them, it just really it hit home.
Yeah, I hear that. I say it all the time. Like, I don't know what's in the water at Yes Supply, but we absolutely attract the most incredible humans. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So, what do you believe truly shifted you, your mindset? What helped you, like maybe a technique or something? What helped you really get to next level, Ashley?
So emotional freedom techniques, so EFT for sure. So being able to really touch all those pressure points and get the energy flowing through my body, that was huge. I
Yeah.
love that. Breath work, super important. So being able to ground every session and learning how to ground and to truly be present in the moment. And then from you, subliminals. So for me, there was a lot of limiting beliefs and emotional blocks that I feel like we're stuck on repeat. So
Mm.
being able to really sit with those beliefs and release them, and then integrating, positive beliefs, visualization, affirmations, just huge game changer.
Oh, I love that. Is there one Yes Supply method technique that you do use regularly now or daily or that you can tap into?
Yeah, EFT.
Yeah.
I love it. I do it every morning in the sauna. People look at me all the time. I'm like, yeah, really, really tapping that in, and like really sitting with those thoughts and feelings. It's incredible. And then being able to, I love journaling.
Yeah.
So being able to sit with my thoughts, sit with my feelings, think about, what I'm grateful for, what I'm feeling, what I want to release, and what I want to integrate for the day. It's just really set me up for success.
Yeah, and I love that. I think there's so many things I love about this certification, but one of the things is definitely showing us how powerful we are as we are already. So being able to walk away with these tools and techniques and just being able to integrate them in your own life whenever you feel like you need to call on them is just such a gift. And I love that you said, I'm at the sauna and I'm just sitting there tapping.
Always.
But I'm
Always.
like that too now. Like before I joined the method, I was so shy, believe it or not. And now I don't care where I am. If I need to fix something, release something, heal something, I don't care. I'm like, I'm just doing it because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
such a gift to be able to look after yourself wherever, whenever, right?
And to be honest, I've always been a very bold person. Everything I've done, it's been 100%. It's been loud. I'm that girl.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because in the sauna, when I'm doing like the tapping, I've had somebody say, like, what are you doing? And like, it is such a conversation starter. And then that's also a way that I've really connected with people on a deep level.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've never heard of it. And I'm like, it's about to take over. It's a great,
Intentional, right? Like it's extremely
yeah,
intentional. Yeah, I
it
love that.
is. It
Yeah.
is.
So how do
And
you feel like the Yes Supply method is helping you live your yes life and become a really successful coach?
You know, Yes Supply has allowed me to fully be my authentic self, which large, big personality, like really fulfill my dreams, feel confident in my dreams, and also align with myself and other people with similar dreams and aspirations and goals. And just I feel empowered. It's very empowering to have an idea and be able to talk about it and then implement it. It's huge.
I love that. So you probably do remember, but at week one, I ask my students to look at themselves in the camera, right? In their Zoom camera. And then at the end of the course, the 18 weeks, I say, have a look at yourself again. Who are you today compared to week one? What did you see?
So starting, I was a huge people pleaser. Just trying to make sure that, everybody else was happy, very a little timid, just feeling small and being able and a little anxious, just like, what am I doing? Is this legit? So very, yeah, just small. That's the best way for me to look at myself. And then over time, feeling a little bit more confident and feeling like, okay, yeah, this is for me. And being able to walk away just as the best version of myself. It's kind of what I envisioned, and then being able to kind of step into that.
And that was the shift you saw from week one to week 18?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a landslide. And through the course, there were a lot of things that I did for myself. I had an image in my head of who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to accomplish. And it wasn't smooth sailing at the beginning.
Of
A
course.
little bit of trial and error. But then, towards the end, I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing from now and here on forward, and this is what I need to do to really implement it. And I said yes to the daily practices and said yes to myself.
Do you feel like that was the turning point when you finally decided, yeah, I'm doing this, rather than
Oh
question
yeah.
it a little bit? Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like
And
it.
yeah, and being around people who also said, yes, this is what we're doing. We're choosing ourselves and we're choosing our dreams and we're choosing what we want to do.
Oh, there's literally no better gift for a trainer. That makes me super happy. So, when you did first sit down to design your yes life, what did it include? What did your dream life look like?
Oh, my dream life. Dogs. I love dogs.
Me too.
Yeah, I love them. But no, my dream life, it was again creativity, connection,
Yeah.
community, being holistic. So mind, body, soul, feeling whole in one. Because there's times in my life where I didn't feel connected or aligned.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to feel whole and present, and that was huge.
And you got that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And there's been times in my life, I'm not saying I haven't felt that way before,
Yeah, of
but
course.
here it was really like learning how to feel that way when I feel my body kind of shift off because
Yeah.
being fully connected, mind, body, soul, it's huge.
It's everything, really.
It is. And
Yeah.
I also really loved connecting with individuals who followed spirituality.
Yeah.
Is that something that I've really started leaning into? And being able to talk about it with other people and, learning a little bit about them. And it was big for me.
Yeah, so that's actually what sold me. The whole fact that it was all based on science and there was spirituality sold. Like
Yes.
it was everything that I looked for. I love that. So, what is the goal that you've successfully achieved that you're most proud of?
Reconnecting with my inner self, being reminded of who I am, that was huge because I lost myself in a lot of external factors that were, uncontrollable and out of nature. I wanted to control them. And that's not how life works. So being able to really ground with myself and feel good within and
Yeah,
allowing everything else to just be what it is, that.
yeah. Because the 3D is going to 3D, right?
Oh, yeah. 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 And I will say living in 4D because I talk to some of my girlfriends and I'm like, these are my plans. And they look at me and they're like,
Good
and
luck.
I'm like, it's happening because
It's
I
happening.
see
It's
it, I
done.
feel it, I envision it, and I'm called to it. It's
Yeah.
not like it's coming out of nowhere. It's something that I'm like, this is what we're doing. It's going to be this.
And what happens? You give your brain that instruction and your brain gets to work to create it. What do you
Yeah.
think is the biggest mindset shift that had you achieve that? Like coming back home to yourself, not worrying about external circumstances, knowing that pretty much your success is inevitable. What do you think was the greatest mindset shift?
I think when we did hypnosis, just
Mm,
kind of like talking a little bit about, envisioning and ourselves. And it kind of reminded me of who I was and like taking parts of me that I loved, but putting them into a future version of me
I
and letting that
love it.
evolve naturally.
I love that. I
Yeah, I
love
loved
that.
hypnosis.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of, I was really kind of like, this is not for me.
Yeah, there's
I
so
thought
many
it was a
misconceptions.
joke.
There's so
I'm
many
like, you're not
misconceptions.
doing this. I'm like, this is I even told some of my family members, they're like, yeah, this is not true. You're not going to do this. And like learning about it and understanding it and like getting in such a relaxed state
Mm,
and then being able to really like sit with those things and envision them, it's
yeah,
different. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
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 beautiful.
powerful. It was one of my favorite outside of EFT too.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I said this in class, like when I first did the Yes Supply Method certification, I was like, I'm not doing hypnosis. I thought it
Yeah.
was like you needed to have a PhD or be like a brain
Yep.
surgeon. I thought it was like, I don't know what I thought it was. And a lot of people have misconceptions. They think it's like brain control or you're going to make them cluck like a chicken or whatever. But it is actually one of the most beautiful, most powerful, most simple techniques to truly rewire that mind and really help
Mm-hmm.
people like move forward. And I absolutely love it. And I think I said that in class too, didn't I? Like, I thought I was never going to use it, but here we are. My personal library has 50 hypnosis.
Right. Right. I remember debriefing with you and I was mind blown because even being walked through it and they're like, okay, now you're gonna do this. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then to actually feel myself like the swaying, I was like, no, no. And then when I broke state, I remember thinking, wow, like I did those things.
It's
And it's just
beautiful.
so powerful and moving. And it also just like to connect with my brain and like I don't know, it was cool. It's awesome. I've
Yeah.
always been intrigued by this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And to think that you get to make huge shifts in your reality by relaxing, I'll take that anytime.
Yes, yes. And I grew up in a really fast-paced environment. Every female that I knew, just like all successful,
Yeah.
smart, successful, beautiful women inside out, but like moving 1,000 miles per hour.
Mm,
So I grew up that way. Like in all my careers, working in sales was like boom, 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 boom. And then like to be able to really slow down, sit with myself, sit with my thoughts. I was like, I'm kind of into this.
I love it. That's beautiful. So what does the newest version of your Yes Life looks like? What goals are you really going for next?
Big. Big goals.
I would imagine nothing less, Ashley. Tell me more.
I've always held myself to big goals. I move slow, but I get it done. And for me, I'm targeting definitely Gen Z. So growing up with, they're smack in the middle of technology. So that is my main focus, as well as anybody who's been through, trauma or grief. So being able to kind of help them, move with it and not kind of get stagnant and stuck in it. That's my main goal moving forward.
So we're obviously talking about your coaching business. What are your dreams? Is it one-on-one? Is it group coaching? What does that look like?
All of it.
All of it. Good.
One-on-one group. One-on-one group. I'm interested in corporate events as well. Training. I still want to incorporate a little bit of my background with like kind of recruitment. The IT space will always have a spot in my heart, but right now, I've partnered with a clinical therapist. So I do want to build a community, because for me, community is family. So I've partnered with a clinical therapist. We're also going to be working with 2 fitness instructors, and we're going to get the ball rolling here in Illinois, the Chicagoland area.
Awesome. So that holistic transformation that you were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to get as many people involved as possible, just because community is huge for me. So, the person I'm going to be working with, my partner, is looking into a nonprofit as well as myself. I have a couple that I worked with previously. So just kind of trying to grow this space and then help those really in need that maybe don't even know they need it.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you to share your gifts and these incredible tools with the world, Ash. Oh, wishing you the best, my love. So, what would you tell someone who's thinking about following their calling and getting into coaching? What advice would you give them?
Do it. Anything. Anything. My aunt told me a couple of years ago, she said you can do and be anything you want. And for me, I got a little bit a taste of life, and just having the idea of, how quickly time goes by and how short it is. And it's like, there's no reason not to. So anything that you feel called to, want to do, want to try, just do it. Especially Yes Supply. If you're being called to do it, there's a reason.
Yeah. Well, what would you tell someone who's on the fence of signing up to the Yes Supply method? What would you say?
I'd ask them why not. I would start with that. Why don't you want to do it? But then also do it. I think that, well, do your research. Obviously make sure that, it's aligned and it's right for you. But also, if you're looking for a community or like individuals that you can really connect with on a deep level and really sit with yourself and, kind of look at aspects of your life and release that and move forward. Like if you feel stuck, that's another thing. I think if you're at a point in life where you're like, I want more, but I don't know what, then yes, this is for you.
Yeah, it really is. And it just so happens to have all the science-backed tools to help you get there.
Yeah. It does. And, I'm big on research, especially coming from an IT background. I remember I signed up. Reese was probably like, who is this girl? I signed up, and then 2 days passed. And I was like, is this real? I was like, is this like backed up by research? I'm like, or am I like getting pulled into something? And I messaged her and I go, I'm really research based.
You're
And I
speaking
was
to the
like,
right person.
literally it went straight to her. I'm like, I'm really research based. Like, I want to make sure this is science backed. And
Mm.
she responded immediately and said, absolutely, I'm not sure what you're asking. And then she forwarded me all the research and the data. And I looked into it and I was like, she's not playing around.
No.
And
Definitely
and
not.
coming into it, and like that's what I loved. I loved learning the techniques, but then also learning the history behind them. And then I fact checked with, my therapist. So talking a little bit about like, this is what we're learning, this is what we're implementing, and like talking it through with her. She's like, yes. She's like, Ashley, do it. I love this for you. And she even noticed,
Yeah.
a change in energy and mood and excitement.
Yeah. I saw you shift and change throughout the whole
Oh
course
yeah,
too. You just went next level to next level to, so that was just beautiful to witness. Yeah. And
I
I think,
loved it.
yeah, and I think that's one of the beauty, like that's the beauty of this course. Like you get to not only learn the techniques, really dive in, practice them, get experienced at them, and walk away with all the science you need to truly back you and the work you're going to do and the impact you're going to have on people. Like for me, that's definitely my favorite part.
And even I know like the field experience, some of the people that I worked with and like learning about what they're going through, what they're dealing with, what they want to release. And it's some heavy stuff. So,
Mm.
like, being able to really, ask those powerful questions and really get down to the root of it and release it. It's awesome.
Oh, I love that. Ashley, thank you so much for joining me in this space. It's been really beautiful talking to you and getting all your insights on the course. I'm really excited for you to see what you're going to do next. I know you're going to be hugely successful, but I do really appreciate your time. Thank you. For anyone who is interested in joining us, all the links and information should be in the description below. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. Ash, thank you again, my love. It's been such a pleasure.
I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you too.